Well, here I am for the post-Australia review. I've kept the continuity up as I'm probably wearing the same shirt, which is good going. But yeah, now in Bali. Looks amazing. It's a bit of a cloudy day, but it's really nice. Yeah, I thought I'd do a review. Oh, where I should put the camera of what it's like in Australia. So what did we do? We flew into Perth originally, and we bought a van off a South African guy called Clive. Quite a character. Didn't believe in banks and stuff like that. Wanted all the money in cash, which it did not say in his advert, but we already gave him £4,000 Australian at that point. So we had to go ahead and get loads of money out of cash machines and give it to him. Got the van, and we drove right around the coast of Australia, Western Australia, down past all these beautiful places with the beaches and stuff like that. It was mostly beaches, Western Australia. Lots of desert as well, but we've only got a limited amount of time. That was great. Drove across the Nullarbor Plain, which is the big bit. There's nothing in it at all. I was hoping to see camels and kangaroos and all the animals that live in the outback. Didn't see anything but dead kangaroos, because I don't know if truck drivers enjoy hitting them or what, but yeah, they're all dead. Sounds like someone's shooting here. Anyway, that was good. Then we drove to Melbourne and did a house sit there for a lady called Jackie, which was quite an experience. Met her the night before, and the next day she left to San Francisco, and then Alaska. So we looked after her house for 5 weeks, which was fun, and then we stayed with her after, which was good. She let us stay in the room very kindly, and they were a great host. Her and her kids. Yeah, thanks to them. Yeah, pros of Australia. I've got a list here. Toilets and showers, free, and they're everywhere. And they're not that messy really, pretty clean, I would say. That was quite good, especially when you're in the van, and I stink, so I need to wash all the time. Yeah, that was amazing. If we had that at home, that'd be great, but the councils probably wouldn't clean them, or little scroats would just smash them up for no reason because they got nothing better to do. But yeah, I was thankful for that in the van, because I was a bit worried about that, to be honest. It's not like New Zealand where you can just wash in a lake or a river and it's fine. It's a bit more dangerous, I guess. The cheap foods in Australia, not a long list. Nuts, pretty cheap, because I think they grow them there, so they seem pretty cheap for the most part. Couldn't complain about that. I like to eat my nuts, good snack. They were pretty cheap. Takeout coffee seemed to be very cheap. They love it there. They all say it's the best coffee in the world. It's alright, but I'm not really asked about coffee, just drink whatever. I think all the other food was really expensive. And the other cheap thing was obviously petrol. It's about half the price of the UK, so that's a nice little bonus. It's a big place as well, so varied climates is quite cool to see, I guess. We don't really have that at home. It's just forests or not forest, I guess, cities. But like Western Australia, a lot of desert. A lot of Australia is mostly desert. But then you go up Queensland, it's quite tropical, like here, to be fair. So that's quite cool. Yeah, we did lots of house sits as well. Jackie as well was the main one. But then we did a few in Melbourne. Looked after some funny little dogs and cats. We did one in Wollongong for a month with a dog called Tiki. She was nice. That was a nice place to be. No job, just do what you want all day. And we did one in Brisbane at the end. But it's cool, you meet lots of people, you stay in nice areas and interesting areas, and get to live like someone who actually lives in the country, not like a backpacker. So that's quite an experience. What we've got here. These are random points. I didn't do an order at all, as you can tell. The job I did, window cleaning. Pretty hard graft, to be fair, but I quite enjoyed it. Kept you busy. it was hot, very hot. I remember that because I did it in Melbourne in summer, getting blasted by the sun all day. Luckily, I was sun safe with my wide-brimmed hat and sun cream. A lot of the guys, well, there's only one, me and another guy, but he just got sunburnt every day. I thought I'd just spend the money and not get sunburnt. Seems like a better investment to me. But each their own. Yeah, that was a fun job. And when we left, they even got us a leaving present, so we can't have been too bad. Next thing here on my little Australia review. Again, no order. I could have done this in van section and not van section, but I'm doing it in this order I've got now. I've got down here, campsites were free, and a lot of the facilities were free. Lots of people had campers, so it was sort of just a very normal thing. You just rock up in the middle of, not in the middle of nowhere, designated campsites. They were pretty quiet. I never had an issue with sound in a free campsite. Yeah, everyone was quite respectful. It's good. Can't complain, especially when you're like driving, obviously a very long distance in Australia. It's nice to just rock up. You got all your stuff in your van, make your dinner. We just made pasta or noodles generally, pretty much the whole time in the van. Make your dinner, have a nice relax, have a tea, or a nighttime coffee if that's your thing, and then you just jump in the van and chill out, and wake up in the morning, off you go again. That was pretty cool. I like that. I'd love to do that at home, but it's not really big enough, really, is it? Get to London in 5 hours, and John O'Groats, I don't know, 10, something like that. So you wouldn't need to do it really, but it was cool to do, definitely. Yeah, but everyone having campers, like, they can point you in the right directions of things as well. They're like, oh, go stay here if you're going this way. It's a great campsite, or there's great things to do. That was really good. What else have we got on here? Touristy things we liked. Beaches were okay, but I don't really care about beaches personally. Never have done. Pretty boring, to be honest. Unless they're snorkeling, then that's cool. Things that I thought were cool. We did some cool walks there. They're just, the only thing I didn't like about them was they're so far out the way. A good one. It was always a hassle. Like, you couldn't just do 30 minutes and you're at a nice walk. You got to do 2 hours there, do the walk, and then 2 hours back, or stay there overnight. That's sort of why I didn't do that much walking there. But I liked the old historic towns, which they're not that old, they're 100 years old, but it's well preserved stuff. Everything can be found that was like daily life there, so like lots of old tins of food and newspapers and tools and old car oil, stuff like that. So that was quite cool to see, because went to a few of them. One was near Adelaide. It's called Old Tailem Pioneer Town. We just stopped there randomly, and it was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I think it was like £15 each to get in, £10. It was quite cheap, but we had a great time there. Took lots of photos. Don't know where they've gone, but yeah, that was really cool. I would recommend that to anyone if you happen to be in the Adelaide area. And massive mosquito. And Walhalla was another one, and old mining towns in general. But that was a Walhalla, can't remember its name. That was an old mining town which was pretty well preserved for old wooden buildings. And it was about the gold rush in Australia. They had some old mine shafts available to go and walk down. That was cool to see. Can't say I wanted to be a miner back in them days. They all died about 30 or 40 from miner's complaint, they called it, which was lung poisoning basically, or lung cancer from all the stone dust they inhaled. But yeah, that was really cool to see. I'm sure we have cool history at home in the UK, but ours is much older history, I guess. It's different times. Again, 10 minutes now, sorry about this. Last 2 points. Our van chugs. Quality. What a van. Spent 17,000 Australian dollars for it. So about 8.5 grand, I think it was. Yeah, £8,500. It was a 2003 Toyota Hiace. It had done about 230,000 miles when we got it, which I was a bit worried about, but never skipped a beat mechanically. The battery was a bit dicky. You had to drive it every other day, otherwise the battery would die, but we were always driving it, so that wasn't an issue. But yeah, never had an issue, and I was very thankful for that because I met other travellers, well, mostly in New Zealand to be fair, but I'm sure it happens in Australia. But they buy a van and buy it off another backpacker or someone selling vans. I don't know, don't matter. Get in your van, go and do a short trip, and then like first couple of days, van explodes. What can you do? It's a private sale. You don't have a warranty. But yeah, Chugs is absolutely quality. Lots of headroom. I'm glad we picked that van and not a crappy cheap one. It was stress-free, which is nice to have with a vehicle, especially when you put quite a lot of money into it, especially for like travelling. But yeah, it was slow, it was loud, but it's reliable. That's all I cared about. But yeah, I'm glad about Chugs. And we managed to sell Chugs for $15,800 to a lady who was a character, to say the least. But yeah, we did pretty well out of Chugs. We only lost we lost 600 quid in a course of 7 months, minus the servicing and stuff, but that's just the way it is. But I was pretty happy with that. It could have gone a lot worse from what other people were selling their vehicles at. Like, some of them couldn't sell the van before they left Australia and would have to just sell it for whatever they could get for. Might be $5,000 if you buy it for 15. They got shafted, we didn't. And yeah, to round up the Australia review, very random things, but that's what I could think of. Weather was obviously very dry. It didn't rain too much, which is a nice change from home. As much as I love home, it does rain a lot, so it's nice to have a bit of change for a while. But you know, I don't mind the rain really. I think it's quite nice, to be honest. But yeah, it was also nice to be in a dry period for a bit. It was obviously sunny a lot. Yeah, just nice. But also, on that note, it was also too hot at times, where people always complain at home where you can't go and do anything because it's raining. You can do whatever you want in the rain. It's a bit annoying, but you can do whatever you want. When it's 40 degrees and all you can do is sit inside in air conditioning, now that is annoying. I wouldn't take that over the rain. I'd rather have a week of rain than 3 days of that, because it's not enjoyable. You just have to sit inside like it's snowing and no one can drive anywhere, basically. Yeah, but we had a great time in Australia. Do it again. Probably still more Team New Zealand, I have to say, but it was still great. Definitely not saying it was bad. Far from that. But we managed to not kill each other as well, which is pretty good going. I'm not sure if Gemma's sleeping right now. Oh, she's on her phone. But yeah, we did 7 months together. 7.5 months together. Pretty much every single day, all day together. And we didn't kill each other. Most couples probably can't say that, because the lady we sold the van to, she said she did 6 months with her partner and they were about to kill each other and divorce on their honeymoon. So we've done pretty good. We've got 3 months left and then we can have a break from each other. Yeah, that's it. In Bali for the next 3 weeks, and then a few other countries in Asia. I think Vietnam, Laos, Thailand. Fly home from Malaysia. But yeah, got this to enjoy before we go back to reality, and I think that's not me doing another big trip again. That's the last one, really. Need to buckle up and think about buying a house and stuff like that. But that should be fun too. Another journey in a different way. But over and out from our lovely Airbnb in called. Yeah, there you go. That's what Australia's like if you haven't done it. And now I've saved you the money from having to do it. Bye.